charger's broken. This is the issue with Electrify America. Charger unavailable. Dang it! This week in our two-part series, we'll take you on a 400-mile road trip with our family of 5 with an EV, touted as the World Car of the Year, EV of the Year, and North American SUV of the Year, the Kia EV9, putting it head-to-head with our Tesla Model X. This video isn't sponsored by Kia, but it is sponsored by Ecoflow, and we'll tell you more about them in a minute. Snow!
Snow in June.
At least it's not yellow snow.
Oh, jeez.
I think we need to Google.
Mind you, we've only driven EVs for a decade and review EVs for a living.
If you have a big family like I do and you want a 3-row electric SUV, there are only a few options out there. So we're going to put a Model X side by side with the Kia EV9. To really test this thing out, you got to get some kids in here and do a road trip. All right, so let's take a look at this Kia EV9. We had the Land all-wheel drive trim, and it is in an ivory silver matte. It is absolutely gorgeous. I am so excited to test out this vehicle. This is one of the cars that I've had so many people ask me about because it has 3 rows, it's all electric, it works for a big family like ours. Now, when you're looking at it, it has a lot in common with the Kia Telluride, except for this thing is all electric, and size-wise, it's about the same. Side by side with the Model X, the two 3-row electric SUVs share a near identical footprint in both length and width, with the Boxier EV9 standing 4 inches taller. Let's take a look at the lighting on here. Daytime running light, it almost makes like a lightning bolt right here. This is also your turn signal. And then right here, it looks like little pixels, and these are your LED projection headlights. Really cool. Now, what is super interesting to me is that this is the matte paint. If you get the matte paint, you actually lose out on some of the features. With the gloss, there's actually lights built right into the grille, and they can do all kinds of different designs based on which trim that you have. And you can even purchase extra options as well. So that's really cool, but with the matte, you do not get that. But, you know, you get something special with the matte. It is beautiful. This tiger nose design right up front. We have that gloss, piano gloss going across it. And then down here, we actually have an active shutter. This opens up in order to cool some of the internal components. But when it's closed, like right now, it looks pretty nice. There's some texture right there. I absolutely love having a forward-facing camera. This comes in so handy. Also, some of the trims will have an air curtain on the side. This trim does not have that air curtain, but we go over here, we have 20-inch alloy wheels. This is pretty standard for an SUV this size. Very geometric design on them. This is there for aerodynamic purposes, but this is not removable. So on a Tesla Model 3 or even a Y, it does have that removable aero cover, and these look to me like they should be removable, but they're there. They're part of the design of this car. What do you guys think about them? Now, initially I was like, I do not like them, but they are starting to grow on me. So I'm curious what you guys think. I want you guys to look right here. You see this design, and I feel like this really pops because of the matte finish. It's one of the things I've noticed when you get a matte wrap, and this one is actually painted matte, is you can really just see that overall design. I think it's so beautiful, and I love the way the spoiler wraps around. Right here we have one of the cameras, and then right here tucked behind the spoiler is your rear wiper. I really like the way they've just tucked that under there. Really efficient design overall. But what shines to me again are these lights. Look at this, it kind of has that Tron style to it. Looks so cool. I want to bring PJ on to talk a little bit about batteries and charging.
This is what you've been waiting for. Let's talk about the battery, the charge port, the range. The charge port itself is motorized here, as you kind of see it. It is a little flimsy to open it and close it. There's a button right there to close it. And they were telling us, you know, just like the Tesla ones, you definitely want to let the motors do the job versus you manually opening and closing it. That's a J1772. We have CCS down below. This is a 350 kilowatt peak charging output for the charging capacity. It's a 99.8 kilowatt hour battery pack that gives you about 280 miles of range in this $70,000 starting price Land Edition all-wheel drive. Of course, NACS, Tesla chargers coming here over the next year or so. DC fast charging, pretty good to go with this. But one thing to note, it is an 800 volt architecture. So when it comes to taking it to a Tesla supercharger, you're not able to tap into that maximum 250 to even 350 kilowatt charging because of some hardware limitations. In fact, some tests showed it tops out around 86 kilowatts is what you're going to get at a Tesla supercharger. So it is really an important thing to note that the hardware restrictions on board here, along with what Tesla currently offers, are not going to get you fast charging at Tesla superchargers. But again, Electrify America, EV Go, you're good to go.
And one of the things that I noticed is that the charger is on the passenger side. So if you are trying to use a Magic Dock right now, it is the opposite of a Tesla charger. So you actually have to borrow from your neighbor's stall if you're using a Magic Dock. So the location of it, you know, could cause some complications down the road. The EV9 also allows for vehicle to load charging with an included adapter. Now I'm wishing we brought our electric bikes. We could have charged them on the go. Now our Model X doesn't have vehicle to load charging, but that's why we use today's sponsor, Ecoflow Delta Pro 3. We live in Atlanta and we have pretty severe weather here. We lose power several times a year, and last time we even had to throw out all of our freezer food. It was such a big hassle. Also, we live in a neighborhood with a strict HOA, and this thing is as plug and play as it gets. There's no rewiring. You don't have to hire an electrician. You don't have to ask for approval. It's also easy to connect to your home with a transfer switch, inlet box, or Ecoflow smart home panel too, and we didn't even have to get any additional units or accessories for our needs. Since we've been driving EVs for over a decade, I didn't want to have to deal with a gas-powered generator. Plus, gas generators sometimes only deliver 60% of the advertised power, and they can't maintain peak output continuously, and we have a lot of expensive electronics. Plus, I didn't want to have to deal with limiting the number of appliances that I use. Also, since we work from home, the Delta Pro 3 is the one and only product in the same power or capacity range to get 10 milliseconds of uninterrupted transfer time, so you get power almost instantly for your Wi-Fi routers or security cameras or other high-end sensitive devices, so you don't even realize your power went out until your neighbors are in the dark. A single Ecoflow Delta Pro 3 unit delivers a maximum continuous output of 4,000 watts, peaking at 8,000 watts for 400 milliseconds. When combined in parallel, 3 units can increase the maximum continuous output to 12,000 watts. So let's take a deeper look at the unit that we have here. So it has a 240 volt topology circuit design, and it can be used to output both 120 or 240 volts when used alone or with a home system. With this 240 volt, it can power electrical appliances connected to the main distribution box, you know, like your stoves, ovens, garage doors, and central AC units. So check out the quality of this design. It has L-shaped wiring, and it has these cool doors that are just really easy to use, maneuver. Also these big wide wheels on it. It is extremely easy to use. So you just press and hold the button to turn it on. And then you get this big, bright LCD screen. It has all of your information right here, so you don't even really need to open up the app at all. Right here, we have 2 USB-Cs, we have 2 USB-As, 120 volts right here, and then this is really cool. It's a 240 volt, so you can use this directly to charge your car. Come over here, and we have this cool sliding door right here. You have your 120 volt, 30 amp RV plug on this side. So much power and usability in the Delta Pro 3. So this one unit can not only power up our appliances, but it can also be our EV charger. And do you hear that? It is super quiet. That's because it has all this special tech in it that makes it quiet as a whisper, and it uses the same EV grade LFP batteries that you find in some Teslas with the highest UL safety certification. The batteries have battery management system that protects your whole home energy 24/7 and in real time. They also have an extra long battery life of 4,000 cycles that could exceed 11 years of usage, and there's a 5-year warranty for the full device. It's waterproof, dustproof, and fire resistant. And you can register now at Ecoflow Tech's official website to stay tuned for the upcoming launch live stream and to receive user benefits worth up to $3,000. And remember, by using our links, you also help to support this channel. All right, let's get back to the video. So let's take a look inside of the trunk. Inside we have 82 cubic feet of storage space. That is with the seats folded flat. So we have the 6-seat variant inside. There is a bench seat that you can get for the second row, but that's not what we're reviewing today. And you can see we have a little bit of storage underneath here in the sub trunk. The Model X definitely goes a lot deeper, but I feel like this is a little bit higher inside of here. We also have, slides right over, a 110 volt. Then to pull these down right here, it's just a manual pull. They go down, and then the second row goes down as well. So you get all that space, which is really nice. And with this, you can put all these seats flat and get that maximum storage space. Now, unlike the EV9, inside the 6-seat Model X, the second row is on pedestal seating and they don't fold flat, giving you about 82 cubic feet of space. That includes a deep trunk well not found in the EV9 and almost 7 cubic feet found inside the front trunk, also not quite as spacious in the EV9. The Kia EV9 does have a front trunk. You can actually open it from your key fob. This is the key fob. It actually comes with a real key on here in case your key fob was to die, but take a look. You can actually summon your vehicle forwards and backwards from the key fob. You can open up the trunk on here, lock it, all the basic things, but this is how you would open up the front trunk. All right, so there we go. There is a very small front trunk in here, but I'll take it. I'll take something because I love having a spot that is not part of the cabin to be able to store takeout food. But this thing, you know, is big enough to put your charging cables in it, and I'm gonna try out our small stroller. So this is my yo-yo stroller. I've tried this in the frunk of a lot of different cars that I've reviewed. You can see it can almost fit in here, but not quite. If it was just a tiny bit bigger, we could fit this. But I don't know, there might be another stroller out there that is a little bit smaller. If you guys know one, leave it in the comments below because it'd be really nice to be able to put something really tiny right in here. But again, I'll take it for what it is. At least it does have a small area for that front trunk. And then to close it, you just slam it. All right, so we have the seats back up. I want to come around to the second row to show you where the kids will be sitting. What I really like is there's a little quick release button right here. If someone in the third row wants to be able to get out, we also have a couple different options right here. If you want to slide right here, you can do that as well. So just makes it really easy having those options. We also have this rear tether, which makes putting a car seat in super easy in the second row. We're going to be going on a road trip in a little bit, and then in the third row I also have a booster. So I'm going to go into the third row. So I want to give you guys kind of an idea here. So I am 5'5", and actually it's pretty comfortable. I was like, compared to the Model X, I have much more leg room than I would with the Model X. If somebody is sitting in a car seat and a booster back here, there's definitely plenty of room as well. What I really like about the third row though is these air vents right here, right on you, so you're not back here sweating. You also have 2 cup holders on each side, a USB-C, we have their own speakers. There's some tie backs back here if you have these seats flat and you need to tie stuff down, but again, having these is really, really nice. You also have the sunroof, but again, it does have a shade that can go over it. And check this out, if you're sitting back here, you actually have 2 options. You can use this or the button right here to get out, which is really nice, just having those different options so you don't feel like you're stuck back here. Get your buddy behind you a little more room if you want, but I will say this is one of the largest second rows for a 3-row SUV in this electric category that I've sat in. Super comfortable seats. They're heated, they're ventilated. We also have, look at this, vents right here for them, and they can control all of their AC, their heat themselves. I love having this right here so you don't have to deal with them complaining. And then right up front, we have these cup holders. We have a little storage compartment, and this is pretty cool actually. Look at this. This slides out right here, gives them a little place to store their snacks, and then inside it opens up again. Look at this. My daughter's put her Barbies in here. It's the perfect spot for a Barbie. You can just slide some toys in there for the road trip. Kind of gives me minivan vibes, but I actually like this. I love this. I love the captain style seats. I will say if you have kids, 3 or more kids, and you can do a captain style seat, I highly recommend it just because that space is really nice. But coming over here, I want to show you one more thing. Each seat has a USB-C for the second row, and I love that it's up here. We've had so many USB-Cs and chargers that have been broken off from this space underneath here in our Model X, so having it up here might seem like weird, like why is it back there, but it actually is really, really smart. So check out these doors. So this is really nice. You have these sunshades right up here. My kids have already been playing around with these. It's nice to have that option, and they can control their own heated or their vented seats themselves back here, which is also really nice. All the things that you'd want if this is your family vehicle. All right, let's step inside the driver's seat. All right, let's get comfortable now. Now the seat is very comfortable. Look at this headrest. It kind of reminds me of like a office ergonomical chair, but it is super cozy right here. And these seats are heated, they're ventilated. You can actually control everything on the door right here. We have the different seat profiles, and also the steering wheel is heated. Over here, you can also do your child locks. Really nice things to have. But again, these seats are super, super comfortable. And then when we go inside right here, look at this extra space. There's a little pocket right here. You can store odds and ends. You can charge your phone. This is kind of fun. When your phone is actually charging, this lights up, and that is your indicator that your phone is charging. And you can also save your seat profiles with your fingerprint. Right here, you have auto hold. You can level out your car. These are your cameras. I love having these right here. And if I open up this little garage door thing right here, you actually have cup holders. You push these and cup holders pop out. These are kind of interesting though, because I'm not sure if it utilizes the maximum amount of space right here, because when it's open, you have this little, I mean, you could put a phone or something. I don't know if I can barely fit a phone, maybe your key fob right in there. I'm not really sure how I'm digging this, but we'll have to try that out more. Coming down here, we have the USB-C charger, and this is really interesting because you can actually do data and the USB-C. You might think, why even have this? But sometimes your phone is plugged in and you don't want to be hearing the song of the phone that's charging, so you can actually turn it off right here at the click of the button. You also have another USB-C, you have your 12 volt. Underneath this thing, there is more storage. I love it when the cars do this. It gives you a spot to put your purse, or in our case, our camera equipment, right down there. Really easy to grab. This instrument cluster is pretty awesome. It's one of the longest ones I've ever seen. It's actually split up though into your driver interface, which is 12.3 inches. And then on this side, we have another 12.3 inches. And then right here is where you control your climate, and this is 5 inches. So you have almost 30 inches of screen right in front of you to control everything. Now over here, it is all touchpad, super reactive. And then down here, we have some of the quick buttons, and these are all that haptic feedback. Feels really nice. You have your air conditioning right here, volume controls right up front. I love the way this is actually organized. The only thing that I don't love is where the climate control is, because it's actually blocked a little bit by the steering wheel. Up top, we do have 2 sunroofs. Now the back one has a little button right here that you can control up front if you want to close it. And then up top, you have the option of venting it or actually opening it up completely. My kids love this. The kids also love the digital mirror switch. To really test out the EV9, we have to get our kids in here and go on a road trip. So tomorrow we're gonna head out on a 400-mile road trip. We're gonna be charging it, look at charging speeds, dig into the UI, and see if we all like it. Next time on Kim Java. The charger's broken. This is the issue with Electrify America. Refrigerator unavailable. Dang it!
This one with the lightning is working, and the guy next to it said that we can have it once the lightning finishes it up.
So here's the game. Tesla's worth 1 point each. I'm gonna give Cybertruck 10 points because there's not a lot of them here yet.
A yellow Cybertruck, a yellow Cybertruck. 10 points for me.
This ain't not snow.
Snow in June.
At least it's not yellow snow.
Oh, I got it in the cabin. I didn't think I had that good of a name. Oh, geez.
I think we need to Google.
Mind you, we've only driven EVs for a decade and review EVs for a living.
How to unplug an EV9 top search. That's really sad that they have a whole video about this. Now, the other thing to think about is when Tesla gives you a range versus when any other vehicle gives you a range, it's a little bit different.
The cargo capacity of the front trunk in this car is as small as we've ever seen it for a large SUV. Honestly,
but there is one. There is one.
But honestly, like the Model 3, I think the windows in the third row make it feel even roomier because they're much larger windows. This one, by far and away, is a more comfortable third row. Again, 6 seat versus 6 seat.